Welcome to Voodoo Whiskey Gaming, and today I'll be reviewing Breach and Clear Deadline, currently on Steam. So to start out, I'll say that Breach and Clear Deadline is a really different game from Breach and Clear, to the point where it borders on being a completely different game. Unlike the original Breach and Clear, Deadline actually has a story. I mean, it's a really painfully generic story, but there is a story. Deadline's story is zombies. Yeah. You play as a squad who is trying to figure out what really kind of happened and why there's zombies, and then you kind of get stuck in a town that's completely overrun with them. Like I said, really generic. As for the voiceover work, it's a lot of tactical jargon. The same stuff that was in the first game, nothing really new. There's not really cutscenes, but there are conversations, and those are text-based, and I will say this, some of them are very poorly written, some of them are better written. I don't know. There's some inconsistency in the writing. As for the controls and gameplay, this is where Deadline really differentiates itself from the previous game. I discovered that this game is best played with keyboard and mouse. Not my preferred way, but I tried using my Xbox 360 controller, and it was awful. It felt like a really broken version of Diablo 3 for the Xbox 360. Also, they kind of started knocking off Diablo 3 with this game. I mean, there's really two ways to play. You can go into the tactical mode all the time, or you can go into the Diablo mode all the time. And to put it simply, Diablo mode is great for getting around the city and letting your grunts kill some of the lesser zombies that are around. But keyboard and mouse is really where it's at when the combat really gets going. When running around in Diablo mode, I could really easily switch between the tactical style as well as the Diablo style. And when there were a lot of enemies, I really preferred the tactical style. And the game even forces you into the tactical style in certain encounters. And I quite frankly recommend using it. While you can switch back to the Diablo scheme, it doesn't really work because the tactical style allows you to control your squad much more accurately. When I was doing the tactical combat, that was when I was really enjoying the game, but I will say that it kind of felt like door kickers in some ways. And yes, I'm using that as a negative simply because it doesn't have the same accuracy and the same depth as the previous Breach and Clear did, and it puts you in a few stickier situations because of that. I do actually feel that the dumbed-down tactical system hampers the game. It takes away a lot, in my opinion. I feel like it takes away something unique from the original game, and I understand that that combat system may not be the best way to get around in this new story they're trying, but it just takes away from what was so great about the first. This game is very RPG. You level up skills, not just basic stats. And I do mean skills when I say skills. You also find all of your weapons and gear and attachments, well, not quite all, but the vast majority, in loot crates. And yes, they're actually called loot crates. For me, that's another thing that just kind of takes away from this game because they're stepping so far away from the original, and I found the original really cool and unique. As for the graphics, Breach and Clear Deadline definitely looks better than Breach and Clear, but it's not jaw-dropping. It's not a huge leap forward in graphics, but it still looks good. So I'm not going to badmouth its graphics. Overall, I did enjoy the game, but I don't recommend buying it at full price. I'd recommend a Steam sale. While I enjoyed it, it just went so far away from the original, and it wasn't as good as it could have been. They really needed to put more work into the different control schemes. Because if they had put more work into those control schemes, like playing this game Diablo style would actually be pretty awesome, but you can't really because the controls for it don't work that well. So in the comments below, why don't you let me know what you think the most disappointing sequel is? I mean, this isn't my most disappointing sequel, but it was kind of disappointing. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, and if you like what I'm doing in general, subscribe. Have a good one.